enough of that. Now it's time to go to July 3rd, 1988, where we join the family on 10188 Winterview Drive. Let's listen.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 24th. We'll have the kids. Gruesome threesome. David was talking about coming down at Christmas time, but if he changes job, he's not going to come. Why changing job? Well, Agway has another job over there that he might... Possibility?
Too much...
If they work the same hours and get paid, why don't you do it?
Yeah.
Well, how can they make less than you? That doesn't make sense. What is your title?
My finger
right there.
You can't squeeze me. I showed him. I said, well, put your finger there and nobody will squeeze your hand because I squeezed the same. See? Yeah.
Grandpa, you heard from Aunt Lil? How was Aunt Lil?
Aunt
Lil. Aunt Lil.
Aunt Lil, she's writing me. I think it's her writing. I'm not sure. It's very brief. Glad that your foot is getting better and this and that. And she looks at my letter and then just writes one or two lines.
Why don't you start on the salad?
And that's all.
Sarah, put it on the table. Go ahead and start. Mark, put Mark and Grandpa inside there.
Wait, Grandpa, I get home.
I don't care where I go. Well, I want to go where I can get up.
Are we eating now?
A little bit. Sit down and relax.
We're going to start. It's going to take a while, so we'll take our time and eat on the slow side.
I'm going to look at these.
I keep rolling back and forth. Rock and roll here.
Wow.
That's gross. And then if it gets dirty, you put it back in the
Wait. Hey, Ma, did you bring them up to your room? The pool, and the young little kids and the adults, they all went down at Port.
Okay, that's when I went to California. Right.
Yeah, you were in California when I was there. And, you know...
Actually, I was there a little earlier than that, I think.
I went in there, the gambling. I drew in a couple. I'm sure, yes. And she had a roll of $10 for it. $10 worth of coins. So, traded almost up to the top. Somebody told me that it's up to the top like that. There's almost about $40 or $50 in there. Of $10 in her hand.
Yeah.
See? Did you see? I still got the 10. I still have the $10. So I said, well, if I were you, when you and I told you I'd gone away, I go away and I go around the gambling place, watching the different ones. I come back. See, I haven't got the $10 anymore in her hand.
I was worried about not being able to get around.
Did you see Betsy when you were up there?
No, I didn't see Betsy. I saw Dick and Jen.
Yeah.
She's not
She's learning?
No.
Oh, she's sharp. Yeah. Oh, this is my house in California. Hey, and Haley. No, this isn't. This is Grandma's house. Where's that at?
England.
Oh. You need to go see him.
Well, these are all marked.
This is the Kleiner storage warehouse here.
This is the office before we put the air conditioner in. Where's that?
That's
the office before we put the air conditioner in.
That's old.
A ribbon-cutting ceremony this morning, inaugurating their new daily service from Fort Myers to all major cities in the north through their hub in Nashville, Tennessee. The expanded service offers 3 flights a day to the Music City. Local officials are calling it a 2-fold boost for Lee County.
It's going to be much easier for people east of the Mississippi to access Southwest Florida, and the easier the access, the more potential visitors we have to come to the area. And also, for the residents of the area, it means that it'll be easier for them to get to destinations in the north also.
To kick off the new service, American Airlines is offering an introductory airfare to Nashville for just $49. Tonight at 11, we've used Monica Fisher, who will look at the airfare in town to take you there. American Airlines held a ribbon-cutting ceremony this morning to celebrate their new daily service from Fort Myers to all major cities in the north through their hub in Nashville, Tennessee. The expanded service offers 3 flights a day to the Music City. Local officials are calling the addition a twofold boost for Lee County.
It's going to be much easier for people east of the Mississippi to access Southwest Florida, and the easier the access, the more potential visitors we have to come to the area. And also, for the residents of the area, it means that it'll be easier for them to get to destinations in the north also.
Film clip you just saw was just our way of introducing some home-brewed video that Trudy took as we participated and performed at the very first, the inaugural flight from Fort Myers, Florida, direct to beautiful downtown, well, not exactly downtown, but beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. The caterers were actually called Jerry's Caterers. In this case, they happen to be the people who take care of serving all that beautiful gourmet fare that they serve on these aircraft. But I think Jerry's Caterers did a nice job of laying it all out and serving it and keeping it nice and neat and orderly and refilled and clean. Now we have to remember that the theme of this event is the first inaugural flight of American Airlines from Fort Myers to Nashville. So consequently, they wanted a country theme. Notice the checkered tablecloths. The girls ended up wearing cowboy hats, and look at yours truly. We were kind of warming up the equipment. This is still before the main thrust of the guests, dignitaries, and passengers had arrived. Here's the news photographer from the local Fort Myers Daily News Press asking yours truly to do a little posing for him. So I didn't just stand there and look pretty, which would have been hard to do. Rather, I gave him a little banjo music. 2 of the network affiliates were on hand for this event, aside from the mayor of Fort Myers being there in person too. This is the local ABC affiliate, Channel 26, and Channel 20, which is NBC, also came in and shot a lot of videotape of all the events. That's how we ended up on the 6 and 11 o'clock news, friends. Needless to say, this is a big publicity ploy on the part of the airline. By staging it the way they did, they attracted quite a few people and generated TV and print media coverage that would otherwise not have been afforded them. Here we see some of the local travel and hotel industry executives coming in to see just what this is all about, and also to enjoy the free edibles of Channel 20's videographer doing some up-close video of yours truly. A little problem with the soundtrack here. I don't know just what caused that problem, but Trudy said she may have had her finger over the microphone. Well, we forgive her for that. One of the problems here is that there was a lot of area to cover with just my little portable battery amplifier and my banjo or guitar. There's Angela Brown. She's quite a well-known local news personality on the ABC affiliate. And then the gal to her right is our weekend reporter right now, who does the news on weekends. There's Angela leaning over towards the camera person. She does a good job of reporting. The other lady is kind of new on the scene. I don't know much about her. The local newsman is telling me that he wants to do an interview, and he said, please keep that banjo quiet. He said, we like your banjo playing, but, oh, now we're going to be cutting the ribbon, officially launching American Airlines service. The gentleman holding the scissors is none other than Mr. Art Hamill, the outgoing mayor of the city of Fort Myers. Well, now that the ribbon has been cut, everybody gets in line and decides to sample all those incredible edibles. And news media people are interviewing some of the first passengers to board the plane headed towards Nashville. This is one of several new flights American Airlines is going to be offering out of Fort Myers in anticipation of the market growing so tremendously that they will need all these flights. Situation got a little messed up after a while because it was hard to tell who was eating that food. There were people coming off a Consolidated Airlines flight at Gate 5, which is right next to where we were, and there was a Braniff gate there, which wasn't very active, but then there was another American Airlines gate that had nothing to do with this inaugural flight. Now, there is the actual plane, that first Nashville plane arriving. It has passengers, and I entertain the passengers as they come off the plane. Its main purpose, of course, being to pick up people and take them into the Southland, to Opryland country, as it were. There it is, daily service to more of the north, Nashville hub. And they give some other representative cities there, too, at the same time. We were surprised to see a cameraman walk in front of Trudy's lens, but they're no different than anybody else. I guess being a musician is much the same as being like a politician. When you spot a baby Don't ever ignore him or her. Get over there and sing It's a Small World, and you know you're going to get their votes about 15, 20 years from now when they're old enough to hire entertainment. Now, if you really want to feel stupid sometime, I suggest that you take a banjo or a guitar or an accordion or a fiddle or something and go to the middle of a busy airlines terminal, as I'm doing here, and just stand there at the airlines terminal and perform for the people who are passing by. You feel like you should have a cup hanging on the edge of the neck of the instrument and that people should be dropping little silver coins in it. Surprisingly, the crowd gets with it and we have lots of fun. Listen.
It's American Airlines to Nashville. I'm going down to Florida. I'm going out to Nashville. Nashville once again. To go American Airlines again. As we go down the highway, we're the best of friends.
You heard what I said about feeling like a real nut. Here you have all these people waiting for a flight on Continental Airlines to God knows what point in the USA. And I couldn't ignore them, so I walked over there. They didn't know what was going on. So I walked over there and I entertained them. They were looking at me, some of them tapping their feet. So I gave them a little dose of Sid Kleiner's kind of entertainment. Now this is the actual boarding for that inaugural flight. These are real American Airlines passengers, the very first. This is an historic moment. And yours truly is playing the Tennessee Waltz as they head towards Tennessee. We did Rocky Top a couple of times already, I believe, so we decided to do the Tennessee Waltz.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll see it all on the 6 o'clock news tonight. Don't forget to turn it off. Turn it on. Oh, I think we make a great duo here. We're not exactly Johnny Cash and June Carter.
This is true.
But after all...
Rocky Mount. What is it?
Rocky Top?
Did you see that?
Only once today.
Oh!
That should be our theme song today. Wish that I was on old Rocky Top out in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no foggy smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top, half belly, other half cat. Wild as a leaf, but sweet as soda. I still dream about that. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Now we got to do the second verse because most people don't know it.
Oh, good. Sing it.
Once two strangers climbed old Rocky Top, looking for a moonshine still.